9.3 Nigeria Info.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Quick one, though. There will be no program tomorrow because of Independence. We're having a group of people come and tell us their feelings about Nigeria at 65. So what we'll do is that what would have been the program tomorrow, we are going to postpone till Thursday. Okay, and so the agony thing that we do on Wednesdays is now going to be on Thursday. And I guess it's going to be Kenny. And she's going to do a solo run, so it should be quite interesting. So please note, but listen in tomorrow anyway. Should I tell them to go listen to something?
No.
Help me with this.
Is it?
Okay. Okay, today we have a two-part program, so I'm going to go through it very quickly. We've had a recent spate of fires in the country, in the states, and I thought I'd like to talk to a fire specialist for about 30 minutes to find out how compliant are we with the fire management. Prevention and management and fire. His name is Ben Gashweton. Morning, how are you?
Good morning, Okungemi.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Very quickly, because we have just about 30 minutes to go through this before I take on Olumide for the second half. How safe are we, in your own estimation, from fire incidents? How safe are we?
Yeah, thank you very much, Okungemi. If you ask me, has this kind of incident happened in the past? I would say yes. Will it happen again? I would say yes. Can it be prevented? I would say yes. I mean, the fire incident that happened about 2 weeks ago, I keep on asking myself, where are the proactive, preventive measures in place? I don't want to believe that they don't have things like smoke detectors, heat detectors, extinguishing system in place. However, were they properly deployed? Were they properly maintained? I was in one of the high-rise buildings last week to do an inspection. Everything was in place. The smoke detector, the heat detector, the fire hydrant. And I asked just one question. Can I see the maintenance plan and record to show that all these gadgets that you have in place are well maintained? And they could provide it. They could provide it.
But this is what I think. Shouldn't we even start from the construction side of things? I think that, for example, like all this Martins Balogun Street, it is a disaster waiting to happen, where you have all the buildings bunched together, so that even there are some buildings that are coming up on Lagos Island, the two of them cannot open their windows at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think if you had a fire, for example, in Akpogbon Ereko, bad enough you don't have enough fire engines. That is another issue entirely. But even if you had the one or two that you have, how do they access the place? I think ab initio, I think that we have more disasters waiting to happen than we envisage.
I absolutely agree with you. Now, another question is, what is the emergency preparedness and response in place? I mean, for that kind of building, there should be some form of, I believe there should be emergency exits where people can, during the time of emergency, they can just
have an alternate
route to escape. And in addition to that, were there regular drills conducted to simulate if the fire incident occurred? If you look at the incident that happened 2 weeks ago, some people were trying to jump from the window.
Yes.
I mean, I saw a guy with a backpack.
Yes.
Which is more important, your life or the backpack?
Backpack. I saw it.
I mean, you see, in emergency management, you must have multi layers of emergency preparedness. If one fails, you quickly switch to the And in a proper emergency management, within 15-20 minutes, everybody should be able to evacuate the building. Because in most cases, the people that died from the fire, they didn't die as a result of fire injury. It was a result of smoke inhalation.
Okay, in that particular case, what could they have done? What do you think went wrong? Just to use that as an example.
I think it's a failure of the system in place. I mean, for a place, for a high-rise building, the smoke detector, the heat detector should be addressable. Yeah. Addressable in the sense that somebody should be able to spot it in the control room or the security post, alarm with sound,
yes.
And we send it automatically to the control room or the security post that fire is coming from here. And it can be extinguished manually or even automatically. There is a special extinguishing system that it will detect the fire and it will extinguish it.
Is it the one that, please excuse me, I have to take permission to quickly name the brand, Disco Bomb, that they say you can throw at a fire.
This kind is called FM200. It's a specially designed extinguishing system. It is non-toxic. It won't destroy any equipment. You won't even know that there's a fire.
But what does it, is it water-based?
It's not water-based. It's in form of gas. You know, it's a special gas. They call it HFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbon. Once the heat detector and the smoke detector detect the fire, it will send a signal to the automatic extinguishing system, and it will extinguish it within a matter of minutes. So the question is, was it in place? Did it work or did it fail? Or could even be a sabotage? Somebody entered there, after taking the cigarette butt, But then...
No, that's not sabotage. What would be sabotage if somebody deliberately put the place on fire?
Somebody can deliberately switch off the smoke detectors.
Is it usual for you to have an inquiry after a fire of that nature?
That is absolutely important. See,
but have you heard in the case of this particular building, the UBA building? I mean, is the UBA building?
No, it's Afriland Towers.
Afriland Towers. Have you heard specifically that any inquiry?
Yes.
Is it statutory by law?
Of course. Immediately the incident happened, the Lagos State Safety Commission, set up a committee to look at the immediate and remote causes. The preliminary investigation was conducted, and it was discovered that it was the batteries at the basement of the building that led to the fire. Lithium battery. I mean,
these things you use for solar.
For inverter.
Inverter.
That was what the smoke came, and those batteries store enormous amount of energy.
I've been involved. I'm actually a sheriff. You should be calling me Kokomo, because I was involved in a fire at the NIDB building, and I came down like Tarzan. Some area boys threw some rope up. We tied it around the pillar, and I volunteered to be the first person to come down. So from the, I think, 7th or 8th floor. The building is down now, but from 7th or 8th floor, we came by rope, and some people met us at the wall of the building next to it, and then came down with the ladder. I was completely, I did it perfectly. But for 1 month, at around that, it was around 1 o'clock. At around 1 o'clock every day, I started to shiver. Oh.
That reminds me of the bomb blast that happened in 2002, January.
Yes.
The number of people that died as a result of that bomb blast, direct impact of it was just about maybe 2 or 3. But from the panic, from the chaos,
yes,
led to over 1,000 deaths. So talks about the emergency management.
I saw with my eyes a woman from the 7th floor threw herself on the roof of the next building. That woman, I don't think she ever walked again. Yeah, right.
The panic
like those who came from who jumped from the
who
wall
were
down.
jumping. I mean, you mentioned emergency. There's something we call emergency fire exit rope, where I will recommend that for the high-rise building. Should in case you can't exit the emergency exit, you have that at each floor. You can have it.
How does it work?
It's especially designed in such a way that it has a special hook where you hook it and you throw it. People will just, and it has steps in between that people can just hold and do gently they go down.
But take a critical look at what we even have, as in the fire service itself, and tell me, in your own estimation, whether you think what we have is adequate.
Technology is advancing every day. If you go to the developed world, they have special ways of fighting fire. I mean, one of the major issues we have with our fire service is that they are not well equipped to fight large scale fire. When it happens. I mean, the trainings may not be enough. The equipment may not be enough. However, I wouldn't want to put the blame on the fire service. I mean, I would say that the owners of the building, they have duty of care.
Yeah. I'm even thinking, well, even if you've done all this, you call the fire service.
The fire service is meant to fight the fire when it has gone beyond the incipient stage.
Okay, so usually it can be stopped.
It can be, yes, that is the essence of the proactive measure. Detect it early and extinguish it before it escalates into a big, that's why I said, if the early detection equipment were working well, it will detect it and it will extinguish without any.
Do establishments need to have? Well, that's why you have a fire drill anyway.
Of course.
So then you have a fire drill.
You must have conduct the fire drill. Test those equipment. Is it working? Because most of these things are battery operated.
It's not on that day.
It's not on that day that you now discover that some of those equipment are not. I told you the one are not working. You test this regularly. You use spark, smoke, to test it. Are this thing working? And that is why regular audits and inspection is very compulsory.
Yeah,
I'm more or less like a safety specialist, the proactive aspect of it.
What does your assignment cover? Safety.
What I majorly do is, my area is conduct audits, risk assessments, look at the gap in place. I mean, we have international standard and best practice. So from the audit will reveal what you have in place and what you don't have in place and how to bridge the gap. In every building, we have high risk area, we have medium risk area, we also have low risk area. The kind of preventive measure you have in high risk area is different from the one you have in medium risk area and then the low risk area. For instance, you have server room with batteries, the high risk area. A lot of attention.
You have what?
For server room. Server room where you have batteries and the high risk area. And you must have top-notch preventive measures in place for those areas. Monitor 24 hours and link to the control room of security.
Okay, let's quickly go to domestic.
Fine.
Because I think that at corporate level, they don't need to be told. But at domestic level, what are the things you can put in place to prevent this kind of thing?
Uncle Jimmy, I'm going to mention two things. Number one is the burglar bars that we have in our various houses. Over 90% of the houses in Lagos and in Nigeria, they have burglar bars.
It is to keep out the thieves.
Uncle Jimmy, the kind of burglar bars that you have in some houses, even Kirikiri Maximum Prison, doesn't have this kind of bar. In my place, for instance, is designed in such a way that it can be opened from inside.
Your burglar bar?
Yes. I mean, in most houses, you see burglar bars. We have instances where there were fire incidents, and the only means of escape is close to the fire source. And the people couldn't escape because everywhere was. We have burglar.
But Lagos State government in the days of Jakonde built flats, didn't plaster it, didn't put toilet facilities, and guess what? They put the meter at the entrance of the building. No back staircase, no balcony.
That's the wrong design.
Those Jakonde, yes.
That's the wrong.
And when we were critical of it way back then, they said it was political. So, look, I don't know whether it's been rectified now. I think some of them have taken the initiative to have a back staircase. I think it even comes from our building laws. I sometimes wonder who approves these building plans. Look at Balogu, for example. Yep. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
A disaster waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
You find them burnt next to each other, back and front. So if there is any fire in the front, you're trapped.
Definitely. So then another thing is these camp gas cylinders. It's very common in most households. And I can tell you this, that they are not meant to be used indoors. It's like you deliberately putting a time bomb
in the house.
Because for fire to occur, all the three elements are now available. You have the fuel, you have the oxygen, and then you have the source of ignition. In right combination, it will explode. It's not meant to be used indoors.
Should every house have a fire extinguisher?
Definitely.
What kind?
It is the CO2 type.
The common one.
The CO2 type. The common one is the dry chemical powder that we have in our cars.
Yes.
But the one I would recommend is the CO2.
That's a big cylinder.
It's black in color. It has this big nozzle that you can use. And then another thing we can have in our various houses is fire blankets, especially in the kitchen, so that.
What is a fire blanket?
Fire blanket it looks like this duvet, this old duvet that we used to, very thick. Whenever there is fire in the kitchen, all you just need to do is to cover the source of the fire, and it will remove the oxygen, smother the oxygen, because the major source of ingredient for fire to occur is oxygen. So with the fire blanket, you are removing the source, you are removing the oxygen.
I hope they're not too expensive though.
No.
Are they movable? So if you're a tenant, for example, you can buy one and take it to every apartment that you rent.
Of course. It's just like it's a little bigger than, for the fire extinguisher, it's a little bigger than the one you have in your car. Of course, the disadvantage of the dry chemical powder is that it need to be maintained regularly, because if you are not very careful,
the day you need it,
because it is kept under pressure. Let me say this, for the dry chemical powder fire extinguishers, it's a simple way you can know whether it's going to work or not. Just check it. We have 3 band. We have red band on the right, red band on the. Once it is outside green band, just take it for service. In less than 5,000, it can be done.
How? Okay, so would that be effective? For example, we have upsurge in current. Would that kind of thing would control that kind of fire?
If you were able to detect it early, somebody is at home to detect it, you can. However, that's why it's always advisable when you are leaving your house, switch off those appliances.
In fact, take them from the.
Switch them off.
I got to let you go. Thank you very much. What's the name again? Benga Shreton. It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
I hope you have had enough tips now. You didn't tell me. So you wanted me to. Thank you very much, Benga. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break any minute from now, and when we come back, we'll have the gentleman from the round table. We're going to talk about earpiece and the things that we hope they can do. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now, now. It gon' rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Pocari Sweat. Hydrate you faster, easy we observe. Pocari Sweat, give me some more. Pocari Sweat.
As we mark another client service week, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio want to thank and appreciate our reputable clients for your continuous patronage to our brands. Ola Foods, United Bank of Africa, Leadway Assurance, ARM, Zenith Bank, MasterCard, LifeScore Bet, Bet Niger, Sosa Drink, Hero Hunter, Pocari Sweat, Bet Power, Pepsi, Supreme Noodles, Avon HMO, Lafarge, Access Bank, Sweet Nutrition Limited, PZ Cousins, Secno, Xiaomi, and many more. We assure you that our outstanding and timely service delivery will always be our priority as we offer more to serve you better.
Stay fresh, stay dry with Nivea Dry. No bad smell, it protect from sweat and it lasts well.
Nivea Dry, don't get 25 ml pack. Make your runs go fire.
The price no they tear pocket. Make you stay fresh, stay dry with Nivea Dry.
Nivea Dry deodorant will help you maintain your steez. It only for 25 ml small size for boys and girls with sabi.
With Nivea Dry.
As a mom and a dentist, I know the importance of strong teeth, beautiful white smile, and fresh breath. They give you the confidence to eat the right foods without worry, speak confidently in public, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to protect their teeth from holes, give them white teeth and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1, 2, 3.
The question is not why South Africa. The real question is how you South Africa. How you'll come across 1,000 tongues that all speak in one voice. Welcome. How you can wake up with one foot firmly planted in the Indian Ocean and the other in the Atlantic Ocean. How diamonds and couture are but a stone's throw away from the safari. How your tongue will visit 1 million destinations on one plate. How your feet will sway in djembe, your torso in amapiano, and your mind in bliss. How crystal clear rivers flow in the day and crystal flows in the night. Whoa. We know this because this is how we South Africa every single day. And this is why we invite you to South Africa with us. So come see, touch, taste and feel South Africa.
South Africa awaits. Come find your joy. Visit southafrica.net for more info.
You find where you fit bet sharply and cash out anytime.
iLotBet dey here. From iLotBet, football, withdrawal, odds when the boss brain, 100 million casino jackpot, your life fit change with iLotBet. Bonus boku when you sign up, and iLotBet iBot AI there to help you for predictions matter 247.
No dolo.
Sharply download the iLotBet app now or visit www.ilotbet.com. If you snooze, you lose. I play, I win. iLotBet. For 18 years and above, play responsibly.
What does it really mean to live limitless? It's a sojourn in Gombe, leading a procedure in Lagos. It's SMEs showing up every day, pushing through the odds. It's students in remote towns streaming global lectures in real time. It's you making big moves in London while chilling by the pool in Abeokuta. It's power. It's freedom. It's mounting a router outside and connecting it inside for super fast internet. It's Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Enjoy unlimited data for limitless living with Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get yours. Airtel.
Mommy, Golden Penny is giving away 4 billion RI prizes for the 65th anniversary. Just buy Golden Penny noodles, pasta, or semovita. Check inside pack for code. Send code on WhatsApp and win airtime instantly. With 10 packs of Golden Penny noodles, 3 pasta, or 3 500 grams, or 1 kilogram semovita, you can join the raffle and start a chance to win cash prizes, kitchen makeovers, and even a car.
Promo starts from September 22nd, 2025. For more information, visit www.goldenpennypromo.com.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. My game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's my game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
It's time for back to school. Looking for a reliable pen? With Big Crystal Original, forget your worries. It flows smoothly over paper. No more running out of ink. Big Crystal Original is the pen that writes up to 3 kilometers for your notes, exams, and scribblings during class. Big Crystal Original, pen you can rely on.
Hey, how would you like to qualify for a diploma in business studies? The entry qualification is only senior secondary school certificate or equivalent. This qualification is your guarantee for direct entry to universities, direct entry to level 3 of the ACIA professional membership qualification, and good employment opportunities. Students will enjoy good teaching facilities, low tuition fee, and low-cost hotel accommodation. Admission is in progress. For further information, you can contact Nigerian College of Administration, Lagos State, the Professional Training School of Chartered Institute of Administration. Telephone number 0902-422-4985 or 0916-753-4932. Email info@cia.org.ng. Website www.cia.org.ng.
Your voice, your station, your conversation.
Nigeria's GDP growth is not 4.2%, right? It's a lie. What is on ground to show for it?
Computer Village traders in Ikeja are skeptical about the state government's plan to remove them.
The government, on one side, they present things to be good, but on the other side, there's an hidden agenda behind it.
No visa for corrupt Nigerian official, says U.S. mission.
IBAS rejects Assembly's move to probe 6 months spending.
The INEC chairperson. So we hear the president nominates a list and who's fit for the job.
It is now the incumbent have a better chance of winning the election.
The FRC asking that they carry more guns. How will this help the situation?
You're tuned to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and I have my very good friend, my unpaid consultant, Olumide Onwayo of the Aviation Roundtable, and I'm glad to have him here today. Olumide, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Though you're weekly, but it's not anybody's fault. Okay, so very quickly, I had said before when announcing that I was going to have you, that I'm one of those who, maybe because I'd been involved very, very remotely in aviation. First of all, I like planes anyway, but also I've been involved remotely at consulting level in the 80s with an international airline. So I'm kind of sensitive to all, and I saw Nigeria Airways go down predictably. And I have a feeling that Nigeria, it will be so difficult for us to set up a national airline. We just won't get it right. After, it will be scandal after scandal after scandal. And I think the days of Nigeria Airways and Nigeria Shipping Line, the federal government being involved in businesses, are over. I'm also aware that I'm not a regular traveler, but I travel well enough. It will be a pride for my country to have its flag flown up there, for us to have a national airline, which I don't think the government has to own. I think we can have a private airline, runs very well, but has a lot of government backing. And it is in that light that I keep thinking of Air Peace. Because it's difficult to convince me that they are not in the forefront of aviation in this country. They might not be, I don't know all the intricacies, but from the optics to me is that they have the potential. But I'm very worried about things that happen in that airline, both as a passenger and as an interested party. The recent incident where on one flight, correct me if I'm wrong, the pilot, it was discovered, whether immediately or later, that he was drunk, and on that same flight, another cabin crew was suspected very strongly to have taken Olufagbo. It's worrying. And was it not the same day that it was the captain that overshot the runway in Port Harcourt? Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
That could have been a disaster.
Well, let me start from the national carrier where you kicked off before we come to the Air Peace incident. The option before the government is that to own a national carrier.
But a government cannot own.
They can. Ethiopia Airlines is owned by government.
That's Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not Nigeria.
Emirates is owned by government. Qatar is owned by government. But there are other very successful ones that are not owned by government.
Yeah.
So the option for government is to own or to help support to build strong flag carriers that will be seen as Nigerian flag carrier and not a carrier owned by Mr. or Mrs. or Professor or Doctor. This alone, because there's a difference between when you're flying domestically and when you now go on international flight and you're asking for them to give you the bilateral services agreement that belongs to the Commonwealth of the country. At that point, you begin to think beyond this airline is Mr. But we should allow the airline to appear like the airline owned by Nigerians. So and so there are different formats that can be done to ensure that airlines, when you begin to move international, you also begin to look at how you can ensure that everybody will feel fair. Everybody will say, yes, this is our airline. Everybody wants to support. Everybody wants to push. And I think what the President Minister has done is that you can build strong flag carriers without government having a penny or owning it.
That's his thinking.
No, I mean it's work of administration. He has proven that. He has proven that in this last 2 years. If we had him in those 8 years wasted by that immediate past Honorable Minister of Aviation, we probably have gone beyond this in the aviation industry. So in the last 2 years, he has shown this kind of Nigeria first, and he has supported the homegrown airlines and other organizations to grow and participate. I think that for me it's a good policy right now. What is then left is for us to see how walk around it to build a strong flag, to build strong flag carriers with technical partners owned and with good corporate governance and not directed.
When you say technical partners, sorry, I'm cutting you short because we don't have time. When you say technical partners, I don't think I want to experience the same thing we experienced with Virgin years back, where we had Virgin Nigeria, Virgin. I think I'm not. It didn't work.
Well, it
never worked.
It wasn't Virgin's problem.
I did never say it was Virgin's problem.
it wasn't Virgin's problem.
I didn't say it was Virgin's problem. What I'm saying is that it didn't work.
Yeah, you see, when we talk about technical partner here now, you see, you need a technical partner to help with that commercial agreements, access to critical aviation equipment, and other incidentals that you need international community with. Again, commercially, to get to points beyond your point of operation, you also this are the area the technical partner comes in, depending on the kind of alliance and the commercial agreements they have with others. So if you want to build a strong carrier, you cannot build a strong carrier going from point A to point B and return it back to point A. It must be an airline that can take from point A to point D, E, F, without necessarily being its own carrier. But that makes it easier with the tanker partner. The technical partner brings funds, it brings equipment, it brings managerial equipment, and this was the first thing we were talking about before we started the program. We really wanted corporate management to be introduced to see, that, and these are the things that a good tanker partner.
Do you think that part of the problem of Airpeace has been the management?
Well, every airline have a problem.
No, I watch Airpeace.
Every airline.
Don't play that diplomacy.
Every airline has a problem.
Because see, let me tell you something. Whether you like it or not, Uncle Sam told me something the day Vanguard came out.
Okay.
Vanguard newspaper.
Yeah.
He said, Jimmy, it's out now, it's out of our hands. This paper belongs to the people. Airpeace doesn't belong to the owner anymore. Technically, I mean, optically. It's us. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's us. It's flying our flag to the UK. So some of us are devoted enough. We need to support the airline. But we can only do so by telling some home truths. If you say you'd rather not comment, I would understand. But don't come and say...
No, don't say I will not comment. I'm not doing it. I'm saying that, yes, almost airlines... I'm
not talking of all airlines.
But when you come to when you say Airpeace, yes, Airpeace being the biggest carrier are in the news oftentimes for most of the bad things in the industry because it's the biggest airline. So you hear more of those news. Is it look at the most common one, delay and cancellations.
No, I'm not even
all of them. Now, if you come to safety, they've not had any major crash. Yes,
we don't want them to.
Neither do we pray for them to have. Yeah, they have incidents, serious incidents.
If you have on one flight, the flight overruns the runway, the captain of the flight has had alcohol, another crew member, Otifabo, there's a problem.
Well,
I'm putting it. I'm blaming it there is a problem, and the thing. Wait.
Okay.
I don't want to be polite. I want to be truthful. I don't want to be polite. I want to be truthful. Remember that an aircraft, not only the passengers, the people on the ground. I will not forget. I interviewed a man called Daniel Omomi. A plane fell on his house. Yeah.
Okay, the one in Ejigbo.
Ejigbo. So it's not something we want to play with. The airline also has an attitude of not accepting his blame publicly, but always throwing out, it's because it's this, it's because it's that, it's because it's this, it's because it's that. And one day I asked myself, in this case, for example, I asked myself, this gentleman, the owner of the airline, is a very close friend of the minister. So who now doesn't want him? So I'm saying that it might get to a point where concerned industry players might have to talk to the airline that, look, why don't you set up a new management that doesn't have the emotions of course, and an owner has a lot of emotions going on with him, and he is not known to be an airline practitioner.
It's there today, and let me tell you, I agree with you that it's the airline hardly want to accept any blame.
It's always sabotage. This doesn't like us. I don't like that.
You see, the lesson for me,
it bothers me.
The lesson for me in that incident of having the crew test positive to different substances is that the regulator needs to step up on this random testing of crew members.
But the management needs to set up to do the random.
The airlines themselves now. We have to initiate that process within their system before the regulator comes in. There's a need to improve on that with that report. Yes, the Airpeace has rejected that report that they were not informed and they did not. They are sure that their crew are not on those substances as claimed. But I think it's time to step up that random testing of both
why
of all critical
let's
personnel in the industry.
Let's be the devil's advocate here. So why would the report now show that they tested positive on the substances? Can you explain to me?
How do I explain that? The NSIB, I said they did the test.
Yes.
And they come up with the preliminary report. Though we are not too happy that the report did not come out within 60 days as stipulated. Gave me some time, but now they've said this crew have tested positive. All the crew have rejected the report and said they did not. That was not their blood samples. That they were not informed and they were not sure. And they've done their own their own alternate tests. And none of them.
Excuse me. They've done their own alternate tests after the fact.
No, I think it was even before. It was before.
These tests have to be done within a time frame.
Exactly.
Now, they say they have rejected reports. Did they not give their blood samples to the operator, to the
investigator? Oh, that was done. But like in every other test, you can give your blood sample.
Is it so?
And there's a margin of error.
So if you go and then the margin of error is for the margin of error.
I am not saying there was an error, but I just said in the normal sense there's a margin of error. But you see, I think that's what they are working on. But the institution, the investigator said, look, this is what they found, and I think
who do we believe, the airline or the regulator?
It depends on it depends on which part which you want to believe. For me, I feel I should take that of the investigator.
Yeah.
But I also have to listen to the airline. Because the airline said, look, they were not informed, they were not carried along during the process, and
they don't even need to carry anybody along. They could conduct the investigation.
But the reason why you investigate is to prevent reoccurrence. I am of the opinion that,
and what prevents reoccurrence is for the person to admit and do things to prevent it from happening.
There should have been some level of communication between the regulator, the investigator, and the airline in concern, because two of those three are back to flight operations. So if they had gotten this result, immediately they got that result.
Which one is back? The captain is back?
No, no, the captain is not back. The captain is not back.
The other crew is what now? What was the other crew?
The FO, the first pilot, the first officer, sorry,
no, the
and
first
the crew
officer is back.
Is back, and the cabin crew.
And the cabin
crew. Yes, they were back, but I'm not sure now. I'm not sure now whether they've been taken based on this result. But as at the time the result came out, they were already back on flight. So, but now with this result, now I am sure the NCA would have taken some actions.
If this test had not occurred when the plane overshot the runway, I would have taken it mildly. But God was so kind on that day, because what would have happened? Let us go by the report. What would have happened is, we would have had a Duncan pilot who would have crashed the plane, and the other one to say something that would not have to evacuate. It would have been a disaster.
Well, they still evacuated passengers on that aircraft, and the passengers were evacuated safely.
No, it could have been worse.
Okay.
It could have been worse.
But it's not worse now. I think the captain has been grounded by the airline itself.
Do you think?
I doubt if he's going to ever come back to fly.
Olumide, do you think, in all seriousness, that the airline itself needs to take a critical look at its management?
Well, I think they should. The airline needs to critically examine so many things,
Yes.
From the management to operational responses, response to public inquiries,
exactly,
consumer related issues, and then most importantly and critically is also that random test for their crew. I think that should be stepped up, and there's a need to ensure that the medicals are also stepped up, because
when you're see, this is the way it is in an organization. Your staff believe that you'll always, quote and unquote, stand up for them.
Yes.
Then you're going to run into trouble. Your discipline level is going to be, you're going to run into trouble. So I think that my contention is that I think that the minister and the officials should have a nice coffee breakfast the owner of the place.
But
help him.
You don't want to see this as a one-off.
I don't want to see it as a one-off. Why I don't want to see it as a one-off is the airline a consistency pops up with one problem or the other.
No, I want you to see it as a one-off. Let me tell you why. Because this is the procedure. Once there's a serious aircraft incident,
yes,
but the crew on that flight are taken straight away for that test, that same test that this one's failed, and this is about the first time we are having
that the airline refused to believe they failed. Yes,
that the airline refused to fail.
Yes.
Well, I think the airline is saying that they were not the communication wasn't proper, that they were not notified, and neither were they informed until when the thing came to public. I thought they said what the airline was thinking about was that they should have been notified so that they can take their crew and the regulator
let me be honest with you,
could intervene in that.
The luck we have is that we don't have a very discerning public, so we can feed them anything. If you had
you're part of the public.
if you had a very discerning and critical public, everybody will sit up.
No, but
you got to go. Yeah, go on. It's my mic, not yours.
Oh, you're the public now. With what you're doing here and the members of your team.
Anyway,
you're speaking for the public.
We're going to come back. I will bring you back on a Saturday and look at this issue a bit more critically. Then I also want to know.
Maybe you need to invite maybe a member of the Airpeace team too.
Maybe, I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Maybe
what is most important to me is that I want my country out there. If you have the Ethiopian Airlines, Rwanda Airlines, all these other airlines, Kenya Airways are bouncing back again. If you have this kind of thing, surely my country shouldn't be any different.
You can be sure that we all wanted the same thing. It's so
I don't know about you.
No, sincerely, at 90 over 90% of the passengers that are flown on these foreign carriers are all Nigerians. This is a market waiting for a Nigerian airline. And the industry is pissed. We really want something that will reverse our situation so we can be competing like the other airlines. We have the market, we have the population, we have the traveling zeal.
We are coming back. We are coming back again.
It's not there. But before I go, let me just take that. At any time there's a serious accident, these tests are conducted. This has happened once, and for the first time whereby you see that the crew have been shown to have substances that are above the liable limit.
It's not
the airlines.
The one of Igbo is not limit. It shouldn't happen at all.
I think the airlines need to improve on that random test.
Thank you very much, Olumide.
Thank you very much.
And I give you a lot of credit. I think you should go to External Affairs. You've been very diplomatic. That's where we close.
I will not panic our passengers.
That's where we close our program for today. Like I said, I won't be here tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday. Okay, Olumide, thank you very much. I know how difficult it is to get you on the airline. But were you able to go home?
That day?
You couldn't.
I couldn't.
I told Sherry, when could you say? What's Up Lagos comes up next.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3